No intro, no BSing, let's get right to it. Star Wars is a complete disaster. It needs to be fixed, and it needs to be fixed now, and I'm going to give you the key elements to start beginning the healing process. It's not an easy fix, it's going to take time, but we have to get these key elements in place first if we want to save the greatest movie franchise that's ever been created. So, we've heard all of the stories, 9 films in production, and then the next day, we're going to put a halt on the Star Wars stories. I'm going to give you the reasons why. It's not complicated, it's really simple. A lot of people love The Force Awakens. You're looking at one of them right here. And those people that love The Force Awakens, they don't give a damn about the sequel trilogy anymore. Present party included. How could we get to this point? How have we fallen so far? The Force Awakens. I saw it like 6 times. I loved it. I was so excited. Did I have problems with it? Yes, but those problems, I covered them up because I trusted the filmmakers to do exactly what I thought they intended to do. There were elements in the storyline, Han, Luke, and Leia. Why didn't we get them all together? Well, they're going to take it a certain place, and I'm going to trust these filmmakers because they're going to have a plan. Now, after The Last Jedi, I don't care. I don't care about these characters anymore. I don't care. Like, these characters, I bought them up. I got them all over the place. I bought them up. I don't give a damn anymore. These characters are as generic as the Transformers. These characters went from characters I cared about in one movie, that movie now turned out to be fool's gold, and now they've turned into Michael Bay's Transformers. That's the level we are at, because Lucasfilm doesn't have anyone working in the executive position that gives a damn about Star Wars. All they care about is social justice and man hate and white man hate. That's all they care about. So here are the key things that needs to happen for Lucasfilm to start the healing process, and it's a long road. This is not a simple fix. This is a long road. Number 1, I think you all know what I'm gonna say. Fire Kathleen Kennedy. Fire her 3 days ago. Fire her 3 weeks ago. Fire her 3 months ago. The sooner you get this disease out of Lucasfilm, you can begin the healing process. But as long as that person is in Lucasfilm, as long as her name says president of Lucasfilm, the healing process will not begin. She has to go immediately. I get it, Disney. You've created this wham and respect mentality, and you want to be a PR machine, and if you fire a strong, powerful woman that's had 3 movies that's all crossed $1 billion, even though she had literally nothing to do with any of that in terms of the success, all she's had to do is with the social engineering that's been forced into it, that's like disrupted it like a slow decay, and the disease that she's put into this franchise that came out of the gates just rocking, and then all of a sudden it's on a slow decline, and now the Blu-ray sales are down, the toy sales are down, the box office is down. Solo failed primarily because of The Last Jedi. I don't think we still understand how bad The Last Jedi is. Like, The Last Jedi, we still don't understand how significant this movie is. It is so bad. It has hurt every fabric of Star Wars fandom, and I'm even talking about the general movie-going audience, the people that don't sit around and do dumbass YouTube videos like me every day, the people that don't go buy the toys, the people that don't sit around and play the game, the people that don't look online for all the stories, even those people, the people that just are looking for a fun night out with the family, even those people have been affected by The Last Jedi. That is how horrible this movie has become to the fandom. It literally destroyed Star Wars, and I don't think we know how bad it is yet. It's going to be years before we realize how bad the effects of The Last Jedi are. But if you want to get ahead of this, Disney, you need to get rid of Kathleen Kennedy immediately. And this is not a singular decision. This is a 3-part decision right here. These are the 3 things that you have to do to start improving Lucasfilm. And Kathleen Kennedy is the top choice. But the other 2 choices I'm going to mention are directly tied to this woman and her incompetent way of running Lucasfilm. Get rid of her. Then, next line of business, you fire Rian Johnson, and you fire this man publicly. You publicly fire him, and then you get a restraining order against him with Star Wars. Do not let this man near anything Star Wars related. Do not ever let him near anything, not even the holiday special. This man does not need to touch anything Star Wars. He should not be allowed to touch merchandise. Don't let him come to Galaxy's Edge at Walt Disney World and Disneyland. Don't let him buy movies. He never needs to think or talk or speak of Star Wars again. Get a restraining order against this man. His trilogy needs to die. His trilogy is not going to happen. If you want this trilogy to happen just so he can walk in the ring like CM Punk and get the shit beat out of him, and you can find out that he never belonged in that situation to begin with, you go right ahead and do it. But Rian Johnson, his trilogy, it either will be dead on arrival or it will be dead before it begins. Your choice, Disney. It's up to you if you want to make this man walk into the ring and get his hell beat out of him to prove he never belonged there in the first place. That trilogy will be a complete and total disaster. Complete. Now, the next line of business is that story group that Kathleen Kennedy created that is led by Carrie Hart. That story group is part of the problem, a massive part of the problem. That story group has turned out to ruin the culture of Lucasfilm, and that is a direct Kathleen Kennedy decision. You see in a common denominator here, Rian Johnson trilogy, Kathleen Kennedy decision. Story group, Kathleen Kennedy decision. Story group, constantly attacking fans online. Chuck Wendig, it spreads out to the authors. Chuck Wendig, that guy Kemp, I can't remember his last name, he was attacking the fans on Twitter. Then you have Freddie Prinze Jr. always attacking the fans on Twitter. Like, I worked in retail for a long time, okay? Spoiler alert, for anyone that shops retail, the employees don't like you. They don't give a damn how your day was. Simply paid to ask you how the hell you're doing. We don't really care. We just want to go home and play video games and watch movies. But we're paid to do a job. And when we're wearing that uniform and we're representing that company, we have to do what the company says. But that's not the case with Lucasfilm. These employees, they just attack the customers all day long. All day long they're attacking Star Wars customers left and right. Oh, you don't agree with my politics? Then F you. Go to hell. You're a horrible human being. You're a white supremacist. You're a racist. You're this, you're that. You're a bigot. You're a misogynist. This is all they do. That is a direct result of Kathleen Kennedy's culture and that story group, that arrogant, conceited story group. Those people have to go. Now, once you've done that, you've began to heal the wounds, but we are not out of the woods yet. We're not even close to being out of the woods yet, because the next thing in line is episode 9. You must delay episode 9 at this point. I don't care if it's tied to Galaxy's Edge opening up at both of the theme parks. I don't care if it's tied to Star Wars Celebration. You must delay episode 9. You must give head of creative to Dave Filoni. You must give Filoni complete control over episode 9, and you tell him, do whatever you got to do to fix this, Dave. We don't care. We don't care if you have to retcon The Last Jedi. We don't care if you have to retcon The Force Awakens. Fix it, Dave Filoni. You are our only hope. That is what you have to do. If you do these things, you will start to get on the right track of healing things, but that still doesn't mean things are healed, because the damage is so catastrophic. It's so monumental. You have to let the fans know you understand how horribly bad you have messed up. You have to do this. If you're not willing to do these things, you might as well just go ahead and bury Star Wars in the ground, because as long as Kathleen Kennedy is there, as long as Rian Johnson is there, as long as that story group is there, nobody is going to support you. Do not pander to social justice warriors. It is a terrible business model. It always fails. It has never been successful. Point me to one business that has ever pandered to SJWs that succeeded. Point me to one. Point me to one movie that has ever pandered to SJWs and succeeded. You can't, because it does not exist. You have pandered to these SJWs. They will not support your business model. It is a proven fact at this point. So pander to the people that go to Star Wars Celebration and sleep on concrete floors just to see 3 minutes of footage. Pander to the people that sit in a tent in a movie theater overnight just to talk about their favorite Star Wars stories and characters. Pander to those people. Do not pander to social justice. These few things can get Star Wars back on the right track. It will not get us completely out of the woods, but you will begin to heal the process. Fire Kathleen Kennedy. Fire Rian Johnson. Get a restraining order against Rian Johnson so he can never ever come near Star Wars again. Ban him for life. and then get rid of the story group. Hire Dave Filoni for head of creative. I understand that you wouldn't want to put Dave Filoni in an executive position over a major studio because he doesn't have a lot of experience. I understand that. Give the man head of creative. Find some executive, some guy that's good with the business side of things. Put that person or girl in front of in Lucasfilm. Let that person be the president and let Dave Filoni run creative, and he only answers to Alan Horn and Bob Iger. Period. Point blank. End of discussion. That'll get us on the right track. Check out our Teespring shop. Check us out on Discord. I'll leave links in the description below. You guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you later.